This is BHF Foundation. BHF Foundation is a youth organization that is set up, as I've always said, for those who are joining us for the first time, to look into the issues of the youth and how to resolve it and how to make the nation a better place. I've always been saying, and which is the fact that you cannot have a better nation until you have a better youth. And so BHF Foundation has tried within its own limit and capability to try and being able to contribute towards the youth population and how to be able to bring up a better youth by giving our counsel, our advice on how to be able to live as a Nigerian and not to make some of the mistakes that others have made in the past, that we can have a reliable future and a better future. We live in a country now where there's so much focus about money. It's all about money. And I've always been saying, if you can't depend on the government completely. It's a waste of time to think you can do that, to depend on the government, right? On the politicians. And so we must all contribute towards building up a better society. And I think also that it's to our own advantage if we're able to come up with a better society, to live a better society, to make life a little bit easier for ourselves. And by so doing, we've been having a series of programs because one of the biggest issues we have in our country today, and it's globally, it's not only in Nigeria, is the issue of drug abuse, drug consumption. And Nigeria is not just a transit point for drugs anymore. Nigeria is now becoming a major consumer of drugs. We have all kinds of drugs now. The NDLA on its part is doing everything possible to see how they can able to get drugs off the streets from the youths. And what makes the Nigerian case peculiar is that there's an increase in joblessness and idleness. And the only thing that seems to be left for the youth is just to consume drugs. And that's exactly what the youths have been doing. A high rate of consumption of drugs because it seems to be idle, they don't have anything they are doing. There's joblessness in the street, there's confusion everywhere, and things are getting worse by the day. And this has always also given room to high level idleness, which is affecting the youth population. We've discussed with quite a number of youths. Most of the things they've been saying is they have to see how they can get themselves busy because it looks as if the government does not care for them. The politicians are there to steal money, so it's getting involved in Yahoo, getting involved in drugs. This seems to be what the pastime of the youths of this country. And it's quite unfortunate because if something is not done to work on taking care of taking drugs off our streets and also reducing the level of drugs and making it impossible for us to remain one of the major consumers of drugs, we are indirectly destroying our future. You go around the states, whether it is the west, the east, the north, the south, it's the same story. And what is the story? Massive consumption of drugs. Massive consumption of drugs. We have all kinds of drugs. We have colos. We have these, all kinds of drugs. We thank God for what we are doing. Some of the state governments and people are doing. The NDLA are working. But we also need to do more because it has gotten to a stage now where we need the state of emergency because of the high level of consumption of drugs which we're experiencing in society. And that's exactly why BHF is also fully involved in trying to see how we can take care of the issue of the drugs. We've been to various places, we've handled the situation of drugs in various places, and now The next place we want to focus on is Ogba and Agege. So the whole idea is to try and enlighten the people. The decision is theirs to make, but we will also make them understand the consequences. So it's the consequences of drugs. This is what you get when you make up your mind to get yourself involved in drugs. I will try not to be a little bit political in this. We try to be straightforward, try to be real, as God gives us the ability. So we'll be having the next BHF conference against drug abuse, cultism, and Yahoo. For those who might not understand, Yahoo is the term used for fraudulent activities by the youth, and there are a lot of consequences involved in it. We now have a Yahoo Plus. People have gone diabolical, very, very diabolical. Most girls have been used now as an aid to see how they can be able to make money from getting themselves involved in Yahoo activities. And these things are so important because it all goes back to the state of the economy. The level of poverty is massive in the land because of the government policies that has made life poorer. We have international bodies trying to come up and praise the reforms, and they talk about it, but indirectly, people are not feeling the effects of the reforms. And what people are doing right now is confronting the government and trying to say we need changes in this area. The youth have resorted to the issue of drugs, taking of drugs, and it takes a lot of danger involved in it. So that's what we try to do to enlighten the youth, that the rate of consumption of drugs will end up becoming a disaster, which it already is if it's not stopped, avoided, and everything done to see that we don't make it a lifestyle, and there are consequences. So what we try to do is to go from place to place, talking about the consequences of these things, the consequences of drugs, the consequences of cult activities, Yahoo, so that they can know the consequences, emphasize on the consequences among the youth. Then the decision is now theirs to make. If they want to live with the consequences, they want to continue and do it, or they want to stop. So we're going to, like I said, BHF has gone to different places. And now we are making an arrangement to go having a program in Ogba, and Agege. We're doing everything possible in the month of October. We are getting close to the end of September already. And so we are getting close. So those who are staying in Agege, in Ogba, there will be massive publication of it. So the only thing we are trying to do is to enlighten the people that these things are dangerous, there are consequences. I know quite a number of people whose life have been destroyed because of their involvement in drugs. A lot of people whose life have been destroyed because their involvement in drugs, involvement in cult activities. These are things that we've done in the past, and we saw the consequences. I know quite a number of people, boys, girls, involved in drugs that ended up destroying their lives. I used to have a relation, she's late now, that has a glorious future, very glorious future, great plans. She was a star in her own right, but she didn't have the opportunity that we're having now to hear some of the consequences of drug activities. And so she got herself involved in drugs, and she later died. She died on time because of the consequences of drugs. Her life was cut short, shattered because of her involvement in drugs. So that's what we try to do, to get the people to know that please, The excuses that they are giving, that you don't have good government, you don't have this, you don't have this, the government doesn't care for them, it's not a valid excuse, because when you are taking drugs, it's not the government that is taking it. The politicians are busy eating the money, doing what they want. Children are abroad, and you are taking drugs. So you see that it doesn't really make sense, because you are the one that is will face the consequence, not the politicians, not their children. So there must be other ways of trying to make the government understand that they have to live up to their responsibility other than taking drugs, because there are consequences. And it's the consequences that we do everything possible to tell the youth about the consequences. So we're having a program in Agege, inviting all the youths in Agege to come in. There will be music. We're going to have fun. But in the midst of having fun, we will also do everything possible to see that people are educated, that people know that these things have consequences. You go around Agege, Ogba, you see a lot of youths that are involved in drugs, a lot of them. So we have people coming in from different courts, people coming in from different agencies, the NDLA to be part of it, to try to educate the people, advise the people, warn the people. All of this we are doing is to try and see that we contribute our own quota towards getting a good society. Because is what God wants us to do, enlightening the people and informing them. There's an equal and opposite reaction. There are consequences for what you do. And getting involved in drug, there are consequences. So we are preparing. It's going to be around the Jew route. We're going to get a very big hall that we are going to use. And we are planning to seeing that we are able to get more and more youth involved, telling them that please, those involved in drugs should stop it. We want to make noise about it. We want to talk about it. We want to inform the people about it, that there are consequences that they have to avoid. The government that comes in, the government will go, but you'll still be around. But you need to be with a sane mind. You need to be of good behavior. You need to be you need to be thinking well. So at the end of the day, you don't become a casualty of getting involved in drug activities. So please, we want you to get prepared. We want you to get ready as we begin to plan for the program and advising people not to get yourself involved. We are getting speakers that are coming in, drug addicts that have now been reformed, so they can tell you the steps they took that made them come out of drugs completely. There are steps they take. So make you understand the steps they take that bring you out of the consequences, and also make you not to get involved. We are getting court leaders. We have different secret court. We have Buccaneers. We have Black Ass, which is the new black movement, the Pirates, Air Confraternity, different courts. That all secret courts are satanic organization. And don't involve yourself in court activities because there are consequences. And remember what you said, that all secret courts are satanic organizations. They are not there to do you good. We have secret court in secondary schools and the rest. And there's a youth organization that is set up to handle the issue of secret court. Most of the leaders of BHF were some of them were court leaders, secret court leaders. They are no more involved in court, and so they are trying to tell the people, please, they should run away from secret court. I remember I was in a program some time ago, and I received a call by somebody who told me that he was an hired assassin. They were set to assassinate somebody that Wednesday, and I happened to be talking on Friday. On Monday. So he called me that Monday night, the Radio 1 program. That's what he does for a living, assassinate people. So I tried to talk to him and advise him and counsel him on the steps that he needs to take not to get himself involved. We have different people, different courts involved in all kinds of things, which we have done. We've done quite a lot. I will know that by the grace of God, we are going to do more. We have those involved like I said, they're assassinating people. That's the job they do. We have people who can, who for 10,000 to 20,000, 50,000, they're able to take human lives. And so we do everything possible to tell them not to get themselves involved, that these things have consequences. Because those that live by the sword will definitely die by the sword. So it's a continuous advice we are given, and I know more and more people are hearing, more and more people will going to come out, because the intentions we have is to see that we have the right set of youths that will be able to build up our nation. And I know that we are going to get there. So there will be more on the flyers and also campaign, talk about it. But in the month of October, that is when we are going to have that conference, the youth conference, against drug activities, against Yahoo occult activities, to sensitize the people, to warn them that there are consequences. So get yourself prepared, get your youth prepared as we begin to prepare towards the program. I said, get your youth prepared, get yourself prepared to be part of the program, because there will be lots of informations that you will go to get, information that will help you, help the society, and also see that we have a better nation. So work towards it, and I know that you also tell others, inform others not to get themselves involved while we begin to prepare towards the conference, the youth conference against drug, cocked activities, and Yahoo. We're getting involved. We have other organizations, NASCADA, PFN, NASPAT. We're getting other organizations involved with the same one aim, kicking against drug activities, because we want our society to be better. We have people from the elderly who will also come in to speak to the youths, the teenagers, about the consequences and what drugs does in the body. There is nothing, absolutely nothing you gain from intake of drug. I want you to know that. So please get yourself ready, get yourself prepared as we walk towards the conference. And I know that you will be blessed. Have a wonderful day as we prepare for the conference.